Are you struggling with editing photos on your mobile device or tablet? Well, in this video, I'll show you the correct ways to edit any photo to look like a pro. So, stay tuned for the end result. The proper way to edit any photo is to start by downloading the correct editing software. So, for this video, I'm going to be using Lightroom on my tablet. So you can choose any photo. I just shot this photo of a bird, and let me show you the correct ways to edit it. So first, on the right side of your screen there would be a panel, and there is also smaller panels with inkware things you can click on. So first is action, that is like an AI version that would edit the photo. So if I press on that, you can see it's analyzing the photo, and any minute it's going to be edited. On the top left, you also have a graph that shows you all the colors, and click on auto, and there you can see it auto enhances the photo. So if you hold the screen, you can see the before, and leave it, you can see the after. And then you can also just click on auto again, and it will revert to the original photo. If it doesn't work, there's a little button at the top that you can reset everything. So as you can see, if I tap it now, it just looks the same. Now, if you have been using Lightroom for a while now, you might already have some presets. So I will put the link in the description of where I get all of my presets. So a preset is something that you can use to click on, and it will edit the photo like the preset. So someone else made it, and now it edits the photo. Then you can also drag it and make the preset less or more, but for this photo, this preset is not going to work. So let's scroll down here and see. Maybe something like this, but it's a little bit too green, and you need to get only the bird. Now this is perfect. You can see the bird clearly. The fence is also a lot more reddish, and the green just pops. Now let's look for something similar. This one is a bit more bland, so the bird is the thing that you can focus on. And here's another one. So this one doesn't make the green pop a lot, but it's enough. I think we would be going for this one, so let's accept that. Now, if you don't have presets yet, you can go into the description and download a couple. If you don't want to use presets, you can also just edit it, like the light, where you can drag the exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites and blacks. You can also change the color, temperature, vibrance, saturation. You can add vignettes, effects, grain. Everything that you can think of is in Lightroom. Now let's make this big screen, and as you can see, that is the before and the after. Now you don't necessarily want this big blue thing here, so let's get rid of it. Now if you crop something, you need to do it in a way that it doesn't take too much out of the picture. So if you go like this and only focus on the bird, it won't be as nice, because you need something in contrast of the bird. and you can also start to see a little bit of grain. Now what I normally do is just reset everything here. So I normally start and cut out the things I don't want, and then you can make it a bit smaller, so you still want to get the thirds correct. So I'm going to put the 1/3 line on the bird's eye and maybe go a bit more, move it like that. Okay, now as you can see, that looks a lot better. It looks a lot better than this, even with the preset. Now if you want to change some of the preset because you don't like it, you can drag the exposure a bit darker, maybe the contrast. I think that looks a lot better than only the normal picture. There's more contrast on the green and the red of the tree behind it and the fence with the red on its beak, and then you can also clearly see the black and the blue and also the feathers here. That is not as good. Clean, you can just see it pops the black and the blue a lot more. Now I usually put a vignette on, so you can put it white or black. So for this one I need to put it in black because otherwise the green is just too much at the top and the fence here also. You want to get that a little bit more black so that the animal or the subject you photographed pops more. Now you can play around, like only focusing on the bird or like white. So the white is going to make the whites pop a lot more, and the black is going to give a better contrast between the black and the white. So not too much. And the midpoint, as you can see, there's basically without a vignette, and here you can see like that, but it's a little bit too much, so go like that. Now feather is like smudging it, blending it in with the background. As you can see here, it's not blended, it just makes a circle, and when you go to the other way, it's more faded in. And then the roundness is, if you want it square, more square, or a bit more also blended in. So we'll go for the blended in version rather than the square, and there you can see a lot better. Now if your photo has not a lot of grain and you want to add grain, here is your chance to do it. So as you can see here, it has a lot of grain, and then if it's just a normal photo, so it doesn't take away, it gives. And then the texture you can also adjust, so there it's more smooth and here it's a lot more feathery. Now clarity, as you can see, it's basically like texture. So here you can see it's a lot smoother, and then when I go to the other way, you can see the feathers very well. So let's just add a bit of that. And dehaze is going to give you more clarity, kind of, because here you can see it just whitens everything, and here it blackens most of it. So as you can see, it gives more even more of the bird. You can see more feathers here than to the other way. It's more white, as you can see here. So for that, guys, this would be my edit for this photo.